One thing you should know about me is that I love Halloween. It's like my favorite night of the year, which is why the following video caught my attention. The video you're about to see comes from the doorbell camera of a Mr. Cody Tate, who's the guitarist for a country music band called Whiskey Myers. Mr. Tate uploaded this video to social media, and ever since it has been circulating around the internet and causing quite a bit of controversy, for reasons that will be obvious.
Johan, ven, Johan. Es que Johan lee primero letreros. Apúrate. Ya no dijo
So it's pretty obvious to tell what happened here. Mr. Tate left out a bowl of candy for trick-or-treaters to help themselves to, and this family decides to clean out the entire bowl for themselves. So the first thing I notice right off the bat is a massive lack of Halloween spirit. I mean, come on guys. There's like 8 people in this group and only 3 of them are in costume. Like, come on guys, a big part of the fun of Halloween is wearing a costume. Now, in the audio captured by the camera, we can hear people in the group speaking Spanish.
ven, Johan. Es que Johan lee primero letreros. Apúrate.
Now, I myself am not a fluent Spanish speaker, so I can't make out what's being said in the video, but from the fact that they're speaking Spanish, we can likely deduce the fact that these people are immigrants. After all, this did take place in Texas, which happens to have a high population of Hispanic immigrants. Now, the reason this is important to point out is because Mr. Tate did have a sign on his door which asked trick-or-treaters to take only 1 piece of candy. So perhaps it's possible that because this family didn't speak fluent English, they were unable to read the sign. Furthermore, because these people are immigrants, it's entirely possible that they simply weren't familiar with the traditions surrounding Halloween. Perhaps Halloween was a completely new thing to them, that they're just experiencing for the first time. So perhaps they simply weren't familiar with what is and isn't considered proper etiquette while trick-or-treating. For these reasons, many people would consider cultural and language barriers, rather than malice, to be what caused the behavior in this video. I, however, am not inclined to believe that, and here's why. Pay close attention to the behavior of the people in this group throughout the video. Immediately from the start, we see these people descend upon the bowl like vultures on a carcass. Then they proceed to waste no time cleaning out this bowl as quickly as possible, as if to not be seen. If this really was just some sort of cultural barrier at play as opposed to actual malice, why would these people be in such a rush to clear out the bowl? Wouldn't they be taking their time? I think these people likely had some understanding that what they were doing was wrong. And if that's not enough to convince you that this was based on actual malice and not just innocent confusion, take a look at this. Right before the group leaves, this gentleman here in the red shirt checks the bowl, just to be sure that every last piece of candy was taken, and that no other trick-or-treaters get candy from this house. So it's very clear from the behavior of the people in this video that they likely were aware that something wasn't right about what they were doing, but they did it anyways. Putting any cultural or language barriers to the side for a moment, shouldn't have just been a matter of common sense and common courtesy to assume that there were other people out there looking to have fun on Halloween night, and may have wanted some of that candy? I mean, common courtesy is something that transcends all cultures. Now, it would be one thing if it were just the kids in on this, because, you know, after all, sometimes kids don't know any better, but the adults were there facilitating and encouraging this. I mean, really, the adults should have known better. Another thing to consider is that if they thought this was okay to do at one house, they likely thought this was okay to do at other houses as well. How many other houses do you think they did this at? Now, is this the biggest scandal in the world? No, it's just some Halloween candy. But it does display a gross lack of respect or consideration to others also looking to have fun that night. Imagine how those kids are going to grow up with role model adults like that. At least the story does end on a positive note. When one of the neighbors caught wind of what had happened, they had come over and refilled the candy bowl. Anyways, what did you guys do for Halloween this year? Let me know in the comments. Until next time, this has been Philosophossum, making stupidity play dead. Everyone take care.